So I know it's still a little bit difficult to understand, but at least at this point in chapter 4 of Genesis, verse 24, you should see what the Bible is showing you. Whether you can understand it in its fullness or not, that's what it's telling you. It's telling you that there has been 6 separate judgments. The 7th is yet to take place. But there has been 6 separate judgments, physical, vengeful judgments that have taken place on the world by these descendants of Cain already. Because it says, if Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, 7 separate times, these descendants of Cain, these descendants of Nod, these descendants of Dan. Nod is Dan, just in reverse. The O's been changed to an A. So the Danites are the locust, in other words, the descendants of the fallen sons of God of Genesis 6, who we see Cain goes to their land and takes a wife. Because this land of Nod, where Cain went to take a land, or to take a wife from, is none other than the land of the fallen sons of God of Genesis 6. And we find out that Enoch becomes a union of Cain and this wife of these fallen sons of God. So that's why Enoch is so close to these watchers. He's literally born into their civilization. And then Enoch will translate to Anak, where you see in the Old Testament, in the Hebrew Bible, it says something about the sons of the Anak are there, a people tall and great, with great walled cities and large stones. These Anak is just short for Anunnaki, or Anunnaki, or Enochi. Enochian magic, Enochian magic, it's all the same thing. So can't you begin to see how hard it is for me to tell you this? Because none of this really means anything that you think it means. It always means something deeper than what you're allowed to see. And that there's symbol overlaid over symbol over symbol over symbol. And that's why nobody knows what's going on. And that's really one of the reasons why it takes somebody that might be called a seer to kind of see into the depth of this so that you could get the true spiritual rendering of this truth. I mean, I don't know any other way to say it to you, but to let you know that there's more here than meets the eye. So if you can bear with me here for a little longer, we get 7 separate judgments, but there just so happens to be something special at the end of the 7th. And I told you that it's the timing of also this spiritual judgment. Now, that should make sense as you view it with these charts. And there's just a lot more that can be said here, guys. There's so much more that can be said. You need to understand, to help you understand this, that Genesis, the Garden of Eden doesn't take place, 6,000 some years ago like they want you to believe. Okay? The Garden of Eden takes place when I tell you it does, at this point right here. But civilization people are still here for many cycles before this garden part ever pops up. And you can see that the Bible would tell you that. But you just have to view the series that I've told you so that you can see that. And one of them would be creation of man, evolution of truth. And another one would be ancient judgment of the locust. Another one would be earth and Bible are far older than 6,000 years. All of those should be on my playlist. And if you watch those, you'll get the background information to help support what I'm telling you here. So yeah, the archaeological evidence, everything supports that these civilizations, these populations of people have been wiped out periodically. Well, guess what? It has not been by our Father. It's been by these beings here. There's so much more that can be said, guys. I'm going to have to move forward. I'm going to have to move forward and begin to show you the connections that we want to see with the pyramids, and to get to this symbolism that's going to connect us here. We're going to be in this chapter here of the book of Enoch, and I want you to listen very closely. This is going to be very important. There my eyes beheld a deep valley, and wide was its entrance. All who dwell on land, on the sea, and in the islands shall bring to it gifts, presents, and offerings. Yet that deep valley shall not be full. Their hands shall commit iniquity. Whatsoever they produce by labor, the sinners shall devour with crime. I'll be back.